Hello, I am live. Oh dear. Oh, I just thought I would do like a quick live chat catch up thing because it's been about, when was the last one? About 3 weeks ago was my last um, video, live or otherwise. So I just thought I would do a quick update. For anyone who's interested. Excuse me. Sorry, of course, typical. As soon as I press record. Well, yawn. It's the post lunch slump that I get quite often. But I've got some water here, so I'm just going to have a sip so that it can help wake me up. But yeah, I just wanted to give an update on the old thumb and what I've been up to or haven't been up to. I've not been up to much tarot stuff still because of the whole thumb thing. I haven't really been keeping up with TarotTube either. Been very into ArtTube, but I did get a new deck which I'm going to show, and I've been doing a lot of art making the last how long has it been? Probably today's the first day in about 9 or 10 days that I haven't sat down to make art. So for those of you who don't know, I injured my thumb on my dominant hand. It was the beginning of June, not January, June. It was the week after the Jubilee weekend, and yeah, I hurt my thumb, and about a week after that was when it really got to the point where I wasn't actually able to sew or hold a pen and write, so I knew that something was up. So the theory is, according to medical experts, is that it is actually trigger thumb, because of the way that it gets stuck, and it's pretty bad at night. So I've had this oval 8-ring splint on it. It's better than it was, but it's not fully healed, which leads me on to what I wanted to talk about, which is art making and art magic. And it comes at a really good time because a couple of days ago, hiya Nancy, you all right? Lovely to see you. I saw, hey Gerald, you right? I saw that Molly Roberts had posted a video, and I only just watched it this lunchtime, or just before lunch, should I say, before I went to make lunch. And it was really, really inspiring, but it was also really funny timing because I'd just been doing loads of art journaly stuff. I just have been like a woman possessed. And I think the reason, hey, Aquarius Owl is here as well. Hello. I think the reason I've just had this like mad, like 9 or 10 days of art making is because and I said this in my previous live from 3 weeks ago, for the first time in my life since I was probably a toddler, or probably a toddler, because my mum's got drawings from when I was like 2 and 3, is the first time I haven't been able to actively make or create anything, hello Maeve Rose, lovely to see you, welcome. Drawing, painting, sewing, anything like that. I've really realized how much of my identity is tied up with being a maker and an artist. I have to make. I have to. It's like an impulse. I cannot control it. And having so when did I stop making? I think I fully stopped making. I think it was the third week of June. I was stopped sewing. I had a final shop drop to do. Deanne, hello, lovely. I had a shop drop to do. I got that all out just about, and that was on the 29th. I sent that out 29th of June. So basically, for 4 weeks fully, almost, well, not 4 weeks because I was doing loads of stuff last week, for at least 3 or 4 weeks I've not been able to make anything, and that turns out in my world is a really, really long time because I genuinely felt like a piece of me had been removed, and it's part of my like mental health care, I think, as well. Shelby Givens, I have a trigger middle finger. Oh god, it sucks, right? Is it on your dominant hand as well? Because when I'm doing my hand sewing for my pouches, I use my thumb all the time to like pull the needle through, obviously, but I couldn't. And I know that it's better than it was because although it's painful at the bottom, it's less painful than it was. I've got less pain here and here. And I am able to apply some pressure. So now when I press, I have to press quite hard. I still get the pain here, but it's less than it was. Whereas before there was no way I could even like really hold a pen at all without it and like putting pressure to write. I still can't write. Simon, hello. I still can't write and I still can't hand sew. I haven't really done any, I haven't tried machine sewing because I still need to have, I feel like I still need quite a lot of flexibility in my fingers to manipulate fabric under the machine foot. So I've not tried that, but it might be something I'll give a go. But Simon's working from home, lovely, on a Monday. But what happened was, it was Saturday, not the Saturday just gone, the Saturday before. I can't even remember what instigated it. I think I saw an art journal video pop up from someone that I follow, and it was like just a short one. I was like, oh, I'll just watch this because I like this person's Instagram and I'm going to watch their little video. It's only a couple of minutes long. And it was really, really sweet. And I was like, oh, I wonder, right? I can't hold a pen to write, which is driving me bananas because I cannot journal or obsessively note take like I usually do. And I can't hold a paintbrush to do fine painting like watercolors and stuff like that. I can't hold a needle and thread to do hand sewing, but I have these and I can use them to spread paint. And then I thought I'll just grab one of my paintbrushes. So I grab one of my paintbrushes and I just sort of like, well, if I hold it the way I've been holding knives, I've been holding knives to chop vegetables like this so I can keep my thumb braced. And then I chop like this. So we adapt, right? Adapting, which I think I put in the title of the video. So I'm adapting the way that I do things whilst my thumb heals. But I was like, what if I switch that round and I do it like this, right? I can hold it like this, so I can stabilize it. So I can do rough mark making with paintbrushes and with my fingertips. And you know what else I have? Glue sticks and lots of papers and magazine cutout bits. So I'm like, right, okay, I love art journaling. Why don't I just try art journaling? Now, I didn't do it before because like even just holding a paintbrush and like the pressure for, you know, and like bracing it against this part of my thumb, or even just sort of, it hurts. Like even if I'm chopping vegetables for a wee bit, I do get a bit of pain in my thumb. So I didn't want to like aggravate it. I have to be very careful. It's got to the point where I can like do more stuff. I have also been able to hold very gently, if I catch the pen or pencil or paintbrush in between the little bit of the splints, and I can just sort of very gently hold, but I still find that I'm mostly just holding like this. So I can't do like my usual fine drawing, because obviously I've been drawing and painting and making for years, like all my whole life pretty much. So to suddenly change the way I do things, it takes time, right? Well, as soon as I figured that out, and that it was causing me less pain because it's on the mend, it's not healed fully, but it is on the mend, I was like, what can I do? So then I was like, I've got some art journals. So I grabbed out some little notebooks that I have. This was made for me by the lovely Anna Teresa over at Ladybird Art and Tarot. I've got this one that I haven't put anything in for a long time. It's just, again, just a little A6 notebook. I've got a sort of a knockoff traveler's notebook that I could put stuff in. I was like, well, I can pull that out. I've got an A5 sketchbook that I had started doing stuff in a couple of years ago, and then I go, like I sort of circle back round to things. And so I started doing, so I'll show you, like I've got existing spreads in here from an art class I did with Bun, Roxanne Coble. She goes by Bun on YouTube and Instagram. So these are from like a couple of years ago when I did her Creatures workshop, which you can get on Etsy. It's just a downloadable workshop. And if you're into art journaling or want to get into art journaling, I really recommend her. And I had the beginnings of another spread. But I did one this is from last week. And I really sort of overwork my, like, more is more for me when it comes to art journaling. So that was one that I did. It's got, I really like to layer up. I've got loads of stamps and stencils. Well, not loads. I've got some stamps and stencils and a limited palette of ink pads, and some acrylic paints and things. So yeah, I just sort of started mark making. Oh, there's some more people have come in. Jen's here. Kristen Louise, hello. Goodness me. Who else? Blushing Nerd Tarot. I'm listening whilst working too. Oh, I didn't expect so many people. How lovely. What a nice surprise. Just saying, thumb issues at our house too. My husband broke his June 11th. Oh my goodness. Did you say something like that? Or did I see something? Did I see something about that? Am I imagining it? But I hope that it's doing well. If he did that, what, about 6 weeks ago, hopefully that's doing well, Deanne. Lee, hello, welcome. And someone saying Brian is here. Who's Brian? Is that Blushing Nerd Tarot? Everyone's saying hello to everyone. So yeah, so I did a little spread. And then I was like, well, let's go in this, because this was empty. I didn't have anything in this, so I did a couple of spreads in here. So I've done, oh, it's a bit stuck. I did this one. So it looks kind of cute until you see what's actually going on. And it was really good because I usually do like fake writing across my scribbling writing across my spreads. But then I was like, I could legit like journal my rants into like really messy scribbles. So that's what I've been doing as well. I've been like expletive, Tory bastard in the background of like spreads, just to get my frustration out. But it just looks like nonsense because I've scribble wrote it, and it's really you wouldn't be able to make it out. This one, so this was like a little like die cut shape I had from a little art pack, and then I just sort of, you know, and then obviously there's like these, it's processing things, just trying to stay afloat, which is how I feel at the moment, because obviously I'm unable to work. Everything is insanely expensive and getting worse, and it's just like I want to get back to the shop stuff. And then I've got another one which is sort of not finished yet, so I will quite happily get to a point in a spread and then walk away from it for a bit. I don't, very rarely will I complete an entire spread unless, and I'm going to show you some other stuff, I'm doing like mini pocket art journaling or quick. There's a woman called Soul Positive. Her channel's called Soul Positive, and that's what her Instagram is. And she does this thing of like soul snacks where you do like a little pocket art journal. And then you just do quick 5 to 15 minute art journaling in it. And it just sort of gets you that little creative snack for the day. So yes, this one's not finished. I will come back to this at some point, but there, like, you know, there's loads of space for art journaling in there. So I just sort of, yeah, lots of paint and Sharpies. Is this boring, or is this like just showing my art? It's like a child doing show and tell. Look what I've made over the past week or so. This one is one that I had started a while ago. This one was started in 2019, so this is when I really first started trying out art journaling, and you can really tell that there's no, this one, I'll show you the one that's probably the best example. There's like, it's just not like a pattern, there's no cohesiveness to it when you compare it to something after I started doing the classes, where you've got like, you know, you've got a horizon line and you've got points of interest and creatures. Again, this isn't my idea, this is from the Creatures workshop by Roxanne Coble. And then I decided to do like creepy people, you know. So these ones are from a you know, these ones are from a couple of years ago. This one's from a couple of years ago because I was doing the workshop, so I was like practicing the steps over and over again to make sure that I had like learned the lessons. So then, you know, and then it stopped. There was nothing left. So I've started putting more stuff in. So this was the spread that I did over a couple of days. And the thing is, right, I don't just work in one journal at a time, because, you know, you do an element, like say you do like a watery element, but it's going to take time to dry. So I usually just put it on the bed behind me, and then I grab the next one. I counted on Saturday and Sunday, so yesterday and the day before, I was working, no, not yesterday, because I was doing something else with, I was doing, making some other stuff, which I will show. So it must have been Friday and Saturday. I was working out of 10 different journals because I just would have them in a line, and by the time I got back to the first one, it was dry, and so I was just working in all like that. So I will usually have at least 3 working on the go when I'm having like an art journaling session. Actually, this was one that I started a couple of years ago and never finished, but I will get around to it. This one was one that I started, so it was a bit closer to like this spread, but it didn't feel finished. And then I finally, you know, 2 years later, finished it at the weekend and added in, it just needed something to like start pulling it together. So I linked these, the bear and this, and drew in some trees and added in some more bright elements with the yellow paint because it was looking too flat. And you can't tell, but this yellow is actually fluorescent yellow, but it's not showing up on camera. It's like neon in your face yellow. So it's weird because it looks like a weird beige yellow on the camera and it's like super neon in real life, IRL. That's a shame because loads of my artwork mixes pastels with touches of pops of jewel tone and then loads of neon. That's my like favorite color palette to work with. And then there was this notebook that I was given by Anna Teresa. So I did Meet Me in Gay Paris because I had this little die cut of the Eiffel Tower, and I had some of these like steampunk cog stamps which I've got in the background. So yeah, I just thought I would do. I've not been to Paris for a long time. And then this one's not quite finished, but I just made my own little sentiment up on the quiet and glassy loch at midnight, because if you look closely you can see this magazine cutout is a little painting, and there's someone on a glassy lake or loch, and there's like a little bird flying across, and it's at night time. So I just sort of extended that out. I still need to add, and that's why I did the star stamps, but it needs more. It's not finished yet. So those are the like pre-made journals. And I also had like a little mini album. Mini implies that I made a mini album a couple of years ago to put photos in, but I just never get around to printing my photos off. So it's more like that sort of paper crafting vibe than art journaling vibe, but I'm gonna like paint all this and it's gonna be all super art journaling. So I started working in this. So I've got this like little, and it's got neon dreams. Again, this yellow is neon yellow, but it's not showing up. I wonder if I change the temperature of the light, do you think that might make it, you'd be able to see that it's more, you'd be able to catch the neon a bit more, a little bit. It's showing it a little bit more neon. Maybe that's making it truer to the color that it actually is. Let's leave it on that. Oh God, I just pressed with my thumb. That was a really bad idea. But I like to do what I call like art journal. I like just classic art journaling, but a lot of it is very twee, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of like, people love doing like the whimsical girls and everything, and that's fine. Like if that's your jam, it's not my thing. I find it's a bit too cutesy for me, and I think that's why I really like Roxanne Coble's art journaling style, because she does loads of spooky stuff, and that's my jam. And there's loads more classes of hers that I'd love to take. I've only taken her creatures workshop, her lyrical workshop, and the mini art journal workshop, which I've shown in the past, my mini art journals I did last year. She's recently just released a zine one, which I really want to do, but there's one called spirits. There's one called Hallowed Ground, which is all about creating like a spooky sort of cemetery type thing. There's one called Lunar, and it's all based around the moon phases. Just totally my jam. So yeah, so I the reason I say that is like I had this cute like, oh shit, stuff falling out. This cute like little cat sticker that came with my Playful Heart Tarot. Focus, camera, focus. Come on. Why are you not focusing? Oh, tits. Anyway, it's not focusing. But it's a cute little cat, and it says for you, and it was on the little package that the tarot was in. And so I was like, you know, getting a little, you can read it. It's so I like to call it Tarot with Bite. And then here is like a little tag from Yoga Tea, which is love is an experience of infinity. And you can't see, but I've scribble journaled. What the fuck does this even mean? Another trite, something like another trite sentiment or something. Because a lot of the sentiments you can get like in sticker books and stuff as well are all very like, okay. And this is a mini album, so it had loads of like tags that you could stick stickers on that I made. So I've ended up like decorating them. So some of them are a little more twee. Be brave, you know. Live, create, tell a story, tell the story. But I'm hoping to add some more spooky stuff to them. So yeah, this has got like a little bit of plastic that I put in. There's like stuff that you can like lift up and little pull out bits that I've made. So these will all end up being painted as I see like happy little moments. Like I'm just gonna have to like paint with the intention of like covering it. Oh, there's another tag that I've already decorated. Which is start doing things you love, and it's got like a bit of a Sacred Heart thing going on. Nods to my Roman Catholic background, my Irish family. And this one just says lovely. But again, that's not quite finished because it is actually going to say something else underneath when I finished it. And then I think there's one more. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is more like my stuff. So this is my kind of art journaling. So yeah, it's going to be de-tweeified into my style of art journaling. So I took this and started like, but then I wanted to make more journals, because I love making junk journals out of like literal junk or just old scraps. I'm just going to have first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting too hyper. Sip, breathe. Okay, let's have a look at the chat, and then I will show you the journals that I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 journals I've made in the last week. Let's see. Where am I? Okay, so yeah, I'm back up to where Deanne was saying that her husband had broken his thumb, which is not fun. Oh, so Blushing Their Tarot is Brian. Excellent. Lovely to have you here. So everyone is saying hello to Brian. I might have mentioned it a month ago. Oh, I can do this. I always forget I can do this. Yes, they said tightness for 4 to 6 more weeks. Oh, okay, because I've still got a lot of tightness in this. So that's good to know. I've got an appointment on Thursday for some other stuff, but they said if this isn't fully healed, that they can refer me to a hand specialist. So I'm hoping they'll do that for me as well. And if by the time the appointment swings round, because the wait list is really, really long, I imagine, because of like COVID and stuff. If it's better and they get in touch for an appointment, I can say, oh, I don't need it now, it's better. So, but I'd rather get the referral through. No more cast and no more brace. Well, that's good. That's really good news. Glad to hear it, Diane. These would make cool fabrics. Yeah, like to scan them and then like spoon flour them or something. I don't know. That'd probably be quite expensive. Jamie, hello, Jamie. Good morning from the West Coast. What's the weather like there where you are, Jamie? It's pretty warm here in London. I had to switch the fan off though because I was aware it was going to be quite noisy and I didn't know if you'd be able to hear me. So I'm starting to feel it now that the fan is off. Whew. Oh no, Chris did. Louise is on. It should be working, but project's on hold for now. Oh, I'm listening whilst baking cornbread for today's Lammas celebration. Yes, of course, Lammas. Happy Lammas to those who celebrate. I woke up this morning and I saw people saying it on Twitter, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been in such a like little art vortex that I had completely forgotten everything else. Talk about hyper fixation. I was barely remembering to like eat, just like functioning on like coffee. Um, let's see. Not boring at all. Oh, that's good. I'm fascinated by journalists, says Kristen. Please do not stop. Oh, thank you. I did start a painting in my sketchbook the other day. I'm going completely stir crazy after surgery. You've had surgery? Oh no. I hope it's for nothing serious, or I hope that like everything is like good now you've had surgery and that you're healing up okay. I have surgery 2 weeks tomorrow and I am bricking it. Yeah. I mean, I've waited 20 months for the appointment for the surgeries, but yeah, it's also like, oh, I just feel a bit weird even just thinking about it. It's made me go a bit odd. But I hope you're healing up okay. Have you considered making an oracle deck from your art? Oh, I do have like an oracle that I started like 4 years ago or something and have never finished, but it's like it's the destroyed virtue, the Doreen Virtue deck, which I've shown before. But again, I was like, oh, maybe I could work on this, but I realized I can't because I need to be able to draw the little I need to draw the items that go on the back of the cards. The idea was that I would take Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine's tarot deck and turn it into a tarot oracle. So I would trim it down to take all the sentiments off and then sort of bastardize the front. So this I think was meant to be the Empress, and now it's not, it's 8, so it's strength, and it says majestic AF, and on the back is the mystic donut which I drew. But yeah, so I was like, oh, maybe I can carry on with this tarot oracle, but I need the motor skills, the fine motor skills to sketch out these little items and to fussy cut them. So like I've shown this before. I have like I've only done a small amount of them, and not all of them have the items on the back. So this one I've decorated, but I haven't put like an item on the back yet. So, and also my art journaling skills have come on a lot since I first started this. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to it. The coffee cup. This is my reusable coffee cup that I drew. And this is the Empress on the other side, which again I have customized. So yeah, so maybe one day, never say never, right? But I don't think I have the patience to make an oracle deck. Like I would love to do my dream tarot deck to make would be a dog Marseille, and I would call it the Jean de Glay. But I would need the patience and the like skills and everything to like make 78 cards, and I really wouldn't want to phone it in. So it would be something that would take me a fucking age, because I just have to follow my like what interests me, and I burn myself out on stuff, so then I need to then switch to something else. I do it all the time. I do it with tarot, I do it with Lenormand, I do it with art journaling, I do it with sewing, so I need that ability to circle back around and follow my creative bliss, man. The colors, the patterns, great idea to unload and paint over. Yeah. So yeah, I never say never, but not at the moment. Yeah, more is more. Candy, hey babe, you all right? I like working in 4 or 5 different journals at a time. It's like art journals, Gerald. Do you do art journaling as well? Because I have different journals that I use. So like I've got my tarot journal, I've got my big chunky omni journal, which I've not done anything in for a good while, so it's still got a lot of ways to go on that one. It's because I end up finding that I want to use a specific journal rather than the omni journal. I've got my magical journal down here, Oh, I've just knocked an entire stack of books over. Never mind me. So this is like a magical journal with like experiences and things about. This is my like what you would class as a book of mirrors, and I just write in it, and then I will batch decorate it. So I don't make it look pretty. I just write, because the whole for me the whole thing is just getting the information down. So then I can go back in and like sit down and in between art journaling and like just put a bit of watercolor and scribbles and some stickers, and that's all it needs for me, just to make it a bit more special. Although I've made a rod for my own back because I feel like I have to like carry it on so it's all consistent. And I think with my next magical journal I'm probably just gonna write in it. I'm not gonna do anything fancy, and that's very much what I did with my tarot journal. It's literally just whack it down, just get it down. It doesn't need to look pretty, and I made a video about this, about just get it done, just knock it out. It's just like the writing is atrocious, and the way that I make it look a bit nicer is I just like highlight shit. So this is neon. It's showing up like a weird lemon yellow, and it's not, it's like hardcore neon. And that's all I do, because ultimately this is a tool. My tarot journal or my magical journal or my book of mirrors. I don't like calling it a book of mirrors. I just call it my magical journal. It's just it's reflection, or it's just getting it out there, just from brain into paper. And the same with like my like book of shadows, which I don't call a book of shadows. I call it my the tat binder, theory and theory and practice, because I'm not worried about it looking really, really pretty. I can do if I want, but it's just loose leaf paper and stuff written in, and it's like semi-pretty. It's kind of like those two, but I'm not doing over-the-top stuff. That being said, Molly Roberts' latest video was very much about art journaling is magic and art spells, and that in itself is like its own practice for me. So my plan eventually is to have a beautiful grimoire, but I would take the information that I've just whacked out into my journals and my tap binder and what have you, and distill it. But for me, that is something that comes along later, because I'm distilling my practice, and because my practice has had such a shift. I feel like a few years ago, after reading Aidan Washter's 6 Ways and just sort of tearing everything apart, tearing it all down and building back up, and I feel like I'm still like evolving, and because I'm still in this state of evolving and flux and working out what I like, I don't want to do a grimoire because it's going to be different, and then I'm going to be like, wow. Whereas I feel like if I've had a good solid few years doing a similar stuff, it can go in there. I guess I could start one and add stuff that's been around for a long time. Like there's things that I've been doing for years and that I find useful. So I guess I could put things like the grounding and centering in. I've been doing offerings for a long time now. I could put in, things like my favorite herbal tea recipes, or spell bags, or so I guess I could start it, but I guess I'm more like, I don't know. I feel like I'm putting it off because I would want it to be really extra, and that's effort and it's time, and I want to spend my time and effort doing other things at the moment. But anyway, so I made some journals. I'm already sweating my tits off. My god, that fan was really doing a lot of work, I'm realizing. I just wanted to quickly get back up to True. Your work is lovely. I've got to go. Bye, Nancy. She's gone. She's long gone. She got like 20 minutes ago. Astaria saying hello. What's happened for Debbie? Have I missed with? Because Debbie had the surgery. I hope Debbie's doing okay. Just catching up to date. Sorry. Thank you. I'm just having a massive pity party. Oh, Debbie, lovely. Sending you so much love. That fucking sucks, babes. It's a little bitty one. Is that little pom one with the little pom poms on the little? Who else loves pom poms? They're like, these feel really satisfying to like these little baby ones. I've got tarot pouches that I've put this along the top edge, which is always really satisfying. I'm one of those cutesy art journaling. Yeah, that's fine. No, honestly, like it's whatever floats your boat, whatever gets you creative. But for me, it's just too twee for me. It's very pretty. I think that's the thing. I'm very much like, I like ugly pretty, and I like, to me, the weird and the disturbing is quite beautiful, or weirdly and disturbing, like disturbingly beautiful things. I don't know. Hashtag like keep it goth, right? It's colourful, but there's some darkness there, or it's a bit, or there's like, I put like political stuff in there, or like it's quite queer. I don't know. Are you going to put these art journals on your Etsy store? No, Gerald, these are my babies. These are my, like, these are like my journals. Like, this is like when I journal, like I wouldn't put my tarot journal or my magical journal on my Etsy shop. These are still journals. I might make I keep saying little mini. The mini implies the little. In fact, mini implies it's smaller than little. Why? Superfluous words. But I maybe one day I would do some art journals, like wee ones, to that I would sell. But I don't know if people would buy them. I don't know how much you charge for that stuff, because there's like hours of work that go into these things. Like, this is going to end up being hours and hours and hours of work, because I go absolutely ham on layers and layers and layers, and then so that's hours and hours of my time. People are not going to realize that. Why are they going to spend much time? Like, I hand painted all of those little bits of funfetti, and then I went around them with fine liner, and then I went in and added a white gouache, like not gouache, white acrylic highlight on each one. That's just the sprinkles. So I don't know. Again, never say never, because whenever I do, it always goes thingy. Jamie, subtle isn't he? Super subtle. Love tags. I love tags as well, right? Tags are fun. Oh, thank you, Candy. Sugar tips, sprinkles, tits. Yeah. Oh, did it say you can't post it because it's a naughty word? Tits isn't a naughty word. Such thing as blue tits. It's not rude. Kathy, hello. One of them, Gerald. Sarah, hello, Sarah. 101 degrees Fahrenheit here, and that is not normal. It sucks. Yeah, everyone's dealing with like hotter than usual temperatures. It's pretty global weirding and climate change. Lightning strikes and forest fires sent my crew out on animal rescue last night. Oh god, they got home at 1 a.m. Bloody hell, Jamie, that's such a worry. I hope you're okay, and I hope the animals are okay. Now I want a destroyed virtue deck. Reminds me of my early 20s. Fucking same, Gerald. Trust. Oh, but what fun was had, right? Wouldn't take it back for a second. Actually, tell them, there's quite a bit of shit I put up with from certain people that just my 41-year-old self would be like, yeah, bye, bitch. But other than that, like, I had a lot of fun. Robin, hello. You just finished a donut. Oh, I do not have donuts. Only the drawn one there on the card. Damn it. I do have crisps. I have chocolate. I have Percy Pigs, the vegan ones, and I've got a couple of Calippos, orange Calippos in the freezer. So I'm pretty good for snacks. There might be some salty sweet popcorn in the cupboard as well. I think maybe. It's too hot for chocolate though. I don't eat chocolate when it's hot. It's too. I need like refreshing. I've been drinking lots of homemade iced lattes, vanilla iced lattes. Sam, you sneaked on. I did. Hello. Whenever I see that, I just think of the little caterpillar worm guy from Labyrinth. Come in and have a nice cup of tea, meet missus. I'm on the West Coast as well. This last week has been horrible. No AC. Oh my god. This is how the Brits raw dog the summer with no AC and like 80 to 85% humidity. Sometimes it is fucking rough as dog. So you have my sympathies, solidarity. Oh my god. Whew, not fun. Mew. Let's see. Just checking. Everyone's catching up. I work in multiple art journals and make them into bibliomanticas for bibliomancy. I also have multiple books of shadows and magical journals. Yeah, no, I'm the same. Like having seen Molly Roberts' latest video. I'm like, oh, actually, I've got these art journals. I might utilize some of them for like magical purposes and just have a special feature called Kelly Wax It Down. What? I'm so confused. What, Robin? Started with Jensen. I don't have any words. I draw or wash it if I don't know. That's lovely, Pamela. And hello. Yeah, see, or a sticker, right? Anything. And that's the thing. You don't have to be like a fine. Like, the reason I've been sort of going ham on this is because I can't do my usual like fine drawing that I would do, or with fine drawing. Like, where's the sketchbook? Let me find more like my. Where have we got one of my sketch? Let's just grab one of these guys. You know, my more standard sketchy stuff, which requires more, you know, more like detailed stuff, or you know, like drawing. Ugh, I can never get this right with the way they can, like drawing dogs. I went through a phase of being obsessively drawing different styles of pugs, you know, like sketchy stuff. I can't really do that at the moment. You know, this kind of like more detailed stuff, I don't have the it hurts, and I can't, you know, I can't do that kind of stuff at the moment, which is why the art journaling is great. So you don't have to be able to like draw. And then what I really like about by Bun, Roxanne Coble, her art journaling is she will draw elements of her own stuff and fussy cut it out and then put it in her art journals, which is what we're doing in this art class, where, you know, we're putting in our own little creatures that you're painting in or fussy cutting and sticking in, which is really, really fun. So then I went ham and made a whole load of journals. So I made one. This one's been, I just about managed to poke the holes with a brad, and I used a thick needle, and I had to get my spouse to help me with this one, just to poke the holes through, because my thumb just wasn't having it. And then I did one that's just bound with elastics, because that was the first one I made, because it's easy to use the elastics, so it's like a traveler's notebook essentially. I made one out of an envelope. I made a load of tags out of watercolor paper. So I made these tags, and then I made them look legit by hole punching little gold bits of card, so they look like watercolors. Because I've actually got a set of these that I bought. It was watercolor tags with little gold things at the top, reinforcers, and they were quite expensive, and they were the same size. So I took one of those and drew around it, so I've got the same size, out of my higher quality watercolor paper. And I just used gold card that I had with my little different size circle punches and made my own. And then I bound it together. I don't know what this binding's called. Oh, and I cut out like bits of old cardboard. Just about, oh my god, using the scissors for the cardboard was a bit tricky. And I did this like alternating binding. So you can see some of them have nothing on them. Some of them I've started off. Again, this is in the last week, and then I've, you know, these are not finished because they need focal points, but the background is done. And sometimes I will do the background and then add focal points, and then sometimes the focal points are put in at the beginning and I work around them. It just depends on what I fancy doing. It's such a shame that all these neons, these are all where you see like pink, yellow, green, it's all neon again, so there's nothing on there. So a lot of them need focal points and things. So, you know, that one's sort of been started off. That one's just got little scraps of newspaper. So yeah, so this will be nice, because, you know, this is just packaging from Who Gives a Crap toilet rolls. Like, just use whatever you've got, right? I didn't buy anything. I just used whatever I've got lying about. And then eventually what I'll do is I'll put fabrics and threads and yarn through the hoops. So then you've got, and then I'll put I'll paint the outside, put some kind of fastening on. I haven't decided what yet. And then I can have all the tags out the top, and it'll be like a little thing. The little thing. I made a thing. So that was one of them. I used a 12 by 12 inch piece of craft card. You know, those 12 by 12 pads. And this was just to hold it because it was really, and I basically just folded it to make like a little zine. So it just makes a few pages. I covered the back, the front, sorry, it's still not finished. I need to add to it. This is just the base layer. Again, all of this is neon with lavender and white. It's really not going to show. So we've got some little spreads. Again, they're not quite finished because I will add quotes or sentiments to them. At least it's focusing this time. This is my favorite one. You see. So yeah, so that was another one that I made. Are you bored yet? Hang on. Exploring Tarot. Hello. Distill, that was the word I was looking for on my live the other day. When my brain went still and I couldn't think of it, I should whack that down somewhere. Oh, I see. Keep it goth. Yeah, right? Always. Look at me though, like in this heat, panini, not going anywhere. Where is the goth? She's hiding inside. She's waiting for September 1st. I'm so fucking ready. By the 1st of July, I was like, I'm so ready for autumn. I cannot deal with this. Fucking hate summer. Sorry. You can make something with the tags and pockets for your grimoire. Yeah, just like you showed. Yeah. Then you could put something bigger with what really resonates with your practice. Yeah, I think I'm going to do some more like smaller grimoire projects, and try some stuff. Sundart is what is Sundart? Oh, sugar tit. Simon's just saying. Yeah, I was like, what's Sundar? But yeah, something with tags and pockets. And then I'd put something bigger with. Yeah. I think that's, yeah, go watch it. If you haven't seen Molly Roberts' latest video and you're into this kind of thing, I highly, highly recommend it. Her stuff's just great anyway. And then actually Kellyanne Maddox posted something about arting and crafting as well, I think, but I haven't watched that yet because that's a bit longer. So I'm saving that one to watch when I've got a bit more time to just sort of sit and try and focus on it, because I always enjoy a bit of a Kellyanne video. I think you should choose certain pages to be made into a coffee table book. Oh my god, okay. Let's wind back here. This is the thing, right? Because a lot of the time I'm making, when with my shop, I'm making to consume. This is another thing, right? Like I was like, I had a conversation with my spouse, my husband, at the weekend, because I was like, oh my god, I've spent a whole week making these art journals, and for what? Like, what uses of it? Because I'm so used to making functional art. So I trained in fashion design and development. I worked as a pattern cutter, so I was creating these garments and these toiles and these patterns, but they became something that you wear. If I'm sewing an item of clothing or refashioning an item of clothing, it becomes a functional piece of expression. Then I worked in hair and makeup for 10 years nearly. So I'm creating, but it becomes something that goes in a video shoot or a photo shoot, or someone's wedding and is immortalized in their wedding photos and videos for the rest of their life. So that it becomes, although you wash it off at the end of the day, it's functional. It's performing a service or a function. So to just, you know, sketchbooks are different, because I always would be like out and about, have a sketchbook with me, because for me drawing is like, I don't know. So I don't know why I see this as different. But I was like, because I can't, like, it's this whole capitalist idea that if you can't make money from something, then it's not worthy. Or there's this other thing, whereas if you have a side hustle, you need to turn it, if you have a hobby, you need to turn it into your side hustle, which is what happened with me, because I couldn't do hair and makeup anymore. My side hustle of my hobby of making tarot pouches became a side hustle, which has now become my main hustle. But yeah, I'm like, it's okay to make for the sake of making. In fact, I think it's actually really, really important, because if you're just constantly making for others to consume, or with the end product in mind, that's really going to impede your creativity or just stop you from even making stuff. There's been times where I'm like, oh, well, that's, you know, I'd love to do that for the shop, but no one's going to buy it. And I have made things for the shop, or I've tried it and people don't want it, because now I started my shop as an accessories shop, but now people see it more as a tarot bag shop, so now people don't want accessories. I need to find a way to merge the two customer bases together. But yeah, I don't want to make art journals for consumption. They are for me. It is a journal. It is, I don't mind showing it on here, but I don't want to have an end product in mind that people would consume. Does that make sense? Could you make a tutorial on how you made your little pocket journal sometimes? Which one? This one? Because I keep doing that. I'm just gonna like try and stick. It's because my thumb is fucked. I'm just gonna put this now. Put this paper clip over. It should hold them in. This one, I just followed a tutorial on YouTube. Just type in mini album, mini photo. There's like 12 million of them. There's so many tutorials. Like this one that I've made is literally a piece of cardboard that I've cut and corner rounded so it looks more like profesh. Top tip though, because when I used to make my cardboard journals, I used to just puncture the cardboard and bind them, but it's really easy for the holes to tear when you want to tightly bind your signatures in. So I would say use duct tape. This is skinny duct tape that I've used. Where is the rest? Where is it? What is mine duct tape? It's like a not even an inch thick, like leopard print. It's nearly out. I really need to get some more. It's the mini duct tape. Ducttapecolors.com. I use duct tape either on the inside. You can use it. I've done it on the inside as well, just to really reinforce it. The other thing you can do if you don't have duct tape is you can add grommets or eyelets to the holes. If you've got like I've got the Crocodile Big Bite, which allows me to get really far into, like, you can get all the way into the middle of a 12 by 12 inch page with a crocodile. And that will reinforce the cardboard, or you could like go hell for leather and like do both, and like that's going to be really hardcore. And then literally all I've done is I've grabbed, this is all just like bump, you know, that you get through the door, or thank you for ordering, a postcard that I've then corner rounded, piece of like a page divider. Can you see the little tab? A piece of like leftover scrap card, like just random bits of tissue paper or wax paper. There's the wax paper without it being decorated that came with something, a package. Here's a piece of like magazine with some, you know what I mean? And then all you can do, like, you can junk journal and not paint. You can like write things in, stick things in, and collage. You don't have to paint, but I really like personalizing. I do have junk journals where it's more, what's her name? Johanna Clough, the Australian lady. She does a lot of like classic junk journaling. I've done journals like that as well, but I do love to get messy. So I've already started just laying down, you know, when you've got a bit of paint left over, I'll either rub it on a piece of paper and then turn that paper into background papers for other collages. Hardly anything ever gets thrown away or wasted. And then, you know, I've already started this one. See, so it's not finished. There's this one, and then I'll have to put something on the back of this to like fold it out, or I could turn that into a little tuck spot, you know, little stamps. So again, these are all part way, but these ones are less busy as a rule because these are quicker ones. These aren't like the intense big spreads that I'm doing. These are more like quick fun bits. And the really good way to do quick art journaling and Soul Positive, I really recommend following her Instagram or her YouTube. She doesn't have many YouTube videos, but her Instagram's really good. Or Megan Quinlan, Willow Wonders. They all do they do these like really quick mini art journal things. So you could sit down for 5 to 15 minutes and bang some art out, just to like get it out of your system, or just to chill out with a cup of tea or a coffee. And the way that I do this quickly, like, see these black marks here and this like cross hatching. That is literally, I made background papers myself, and used them in the background, and then just added a bit of paint and some other little cutouts, and then you've got, you know, you can leave it at that and stick a sentiment on, or an embellishment, or you could put like a little note, you could do a little bit of art journal writing over it, or you could just leave it as it is. So that's what, you know, that's what I've done so far in that one. But it's got all sorts. It's got bits of old recipe sheets in there, and bits of scrap cards that have off bits of stamping from last Halloween on there. It's got like a rough, it's just a rough bit of card. So yeah, that's the one. So I have to try and get this on with me. Yeah. I'm just gonna have a look through the chat again, because I think I've just, how my paw is. My paw is still poorly, but getting there. Junk journaling with envelopes is so fun. Yeah, I've got a bunch of those as well. I have mad creative energy right now, but I will burn myself out. Oh my god, Mummy, look how cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just saw her like, and it just sort of caught me unawares. Why are you so beautiful? Wow. She is an angel descended from heaven. I love the idea of hand-bound homemade journals. They're so much fun. I can't art journal properly over what? There's no art journaling properly. There is no right way to art journal, Sam. So you just do you, babe. Me too. Yes, Pamela hates the summer as well. My fellow summer haters. Hey, I'm just ready for pumpkin spice lattes, more horror films than you can shake a stick at, and my big stompy boots, fingerless mittens. Oh, layers, scarves, fresh, crisp mornings, brisk winds, coffees outdoors with like, where it's a little chilly, but the coffee like warms you up. Oh, paper art with bright pens. It's been relaxing. I've not heard of bright pens, Jamie. Ooh, don't get me. Oh my God, I'm not buying art supplies. I try to use what I've got. That's part of my thing. I'm an artist as my day job. I do junk journaling. That is so cool. Hello. I love that that's your day job. Although sometimes I find that when I was working in fashion, I made less of my own clothes, or refashioned less of my own clothes, or tailored less of my own clothes, because it was like a busman's holiday. But at least when I did, I had like the industrial sewing machines to work on. So that was pretty cool. You always need something for yourself. Alicia, hello, my love. Yes, that is very, very true. Dr. Mom in the background, like, who's she talking to and how come they never talk to me? Oh no, she's fine. Look at you doing sleepy sleep. Oh, she's so beautiful. Time to get to work done. Thank you for popping in. She's gone, probably. Does anybody remember printing with silly putty as a child? You could stamp on it. Oh no, I didn't do that. I did do like marble papers where you put like paint on top of the water and then you lay your paper down, you know, marbling like the classic like book inside of books. And then also bubble marbling where you put washing up liquid. This was at school. Washing up liquid and paint, and then you blow bubbles with a straw and it makes loads of like colored bubbles, and then you put your paper down. That's fun. I was thinking I might give the marbling and the bubble marbling a go. Well, that'd be good. Maeve Rose, do you put any kind of sealant over your paintings in your journals, or you just leave them? I'm new to painting in my journal and I'm sure if it's necessary or not to. I would say you could seal. I use soft gel medium. I used to use matte Elmer's glue because that's just what I had. Mod Podge, sorry, not Elmer's glue. But what you could do, oh, hang on, is I use either, it depends. So if I've got lots of like wax, what are they called? Oil pastels, I will seal it with this so that I can put more media over the top. And this is like a matte varnish. Oh, sorry, my nose is really itchy. I think the pollen count is quite hard to get. I've been trying not to rub my nose the whole video, but I'm giving in. Sorry. Oh my god. Oh, summer, I hate you. This is what I use for like putting down color. I'll use a mixture of, if it's like really thick bits of card or paper, I use like a Pritt stick. Oh my god! Now I've broken the seal, and now I can't stop rubbing my nose at all. If it's like tissue paper or lighter bits of paper, I will use soft gel matte medium. And then the important thing is what I do is in between my journals, I've taken it all out for this video because it would be really noisy and rustly, but I store bits of like wax paper or baking paper between my pages so they don't stick until the spreads are finished. And what the really good thing is about this is I have, when I'm working, and what you'll notice with these other more scrappier pieces that I've been using more often, is if I've got you know, one piece either side. Now I'll give a better example of the smaller one because it's easier to see on the screen. Oh my god, I've been gassing for an hour about art journaling. Jesus fuck, no one's going to watch this back. Oh well. You can see it will protect the pages underneath from getting, because you might sometimes get a bit of transfer onto the other pages, and it stops it going on your art table or on your desk or whatever. And then, you know, it also protects it whilst it, you know, if it isn't fully dry, wax paper will allow it to sort of sit. And then when a spread is finished, you want to take like a tiny bit of like, different art journalers use different things. So Roxanne Coble will use a tiny bit, the tiniest, sparingest bit of baby powder, and spread that all over just to take away the stickiness. I haven't found a medium yet that is not sticky on a journal once it's finished. Like, their pages will stick together unless you put something on it. I think I've seen some people use corn flour maybe, and someone, who was it? I saw someone using, did I see someone using fanning powder? But I may have imagined that. So you do want to, I mean, it's not an issue with these watercolor paper pieces because everything is really matte and chalky and they're not sticking together, because there's not a huge amount of like glue or collage. But if I'm like layering and layering, they do get quite sticky. So yeah, you want to like seal it, but you seal it with powder because a sealant will tends to be sticky. Yeah, I think that answers the question, I think. So that was the main question there. You can sew thread through pages too. Yeah, so I've got yeah, I haven't bothered with my sewing machine because, you know, it's more faff, but I will, in like past art journals, I've like machined elements onto pages, or just decorative, because I like it when you got all those like threads hanging off them and they look really scrappy and just messy, and I just love it more as more. But I've just tried to keep it as simple as possible for the time being. But yes, sewing is good. Or did you mean like binding them in? Like, where the hell did I just put it? Where you bind, you can sew the signatures in. So this is just literally just sewn in with a pamphlet stitch. And what I'll do is when this is finished, I will like attach something to these dangly bits. So you've got like, so it's an added like decorative element. And I'll make a fastening for it, and I'll paint the outside and go ham as I want to do. And then this one is again just literally a piece of cardboard, and then what I did, right, to create these notches, these buenos notches, for the elastics, can you see I've got little notches? Top tip, if you want to make notches, I mean, usually I was going to say you could use your pattern cutting notches if you have pattern notches, if you're a dressmaker as well, if you're a pattern cutter. But if not, a really good way around it is to make, and then your elastics, because if you've got more than one signature, or even if you do just have one signature, you want it to stay put, right? Is just take like a hole punch. I'm just dropping bits of paper. Hole punch, you know, just one of these things, a singular hole punch. I guess you could use, oh, I guess you need it because it's got quite a bit of space. I can fit the card in, and I just use half of it. So if you use half the circle, you get a nice little divot, or maybe just over half the circle, you get a nice divot to lock your little things in. And so there's 3 signatures. And what I tend to do with signatures is I always have like a thicker outer cover for the outside of each signature, so it helps it feel more sort of, so it's got a thick piece of card. This one's got a bit of craft card, and then this one's got a bit of like Lottoria card, Lottoria board card, or Lottoria. Yeah, and again, these are just made from random bits of crap. Like I save pamphlets, I save envelope. Can you hear they're sticking together because I've taken the bits out? So again, these are all works in progress. They're not finished. I've cut like wavy shapes. Can you see the wavy shape there? There's like an envelope which I've cut down so that you can put things in. I've put bits of plastic cut down card slots so I can put things in. So, you know, it's a certain sticking together again. Oh, I shouldn't have taken the thing out of that. This is another Playful Heart Tarot, the packaging that it came in. So yeah, and what I've been doing with these ones is everything is separate, so you can pull out individual pages and work on them if you want, or individual signatures. But what I'm doing is I'm always collaging some paper or card across, so eventually, actually, apart from the middle section, obviously it will all be self-bound to itself by collage, if that makes sense. Each signature, I won't attach each signature to each other, but each signature will be self-bound in itself. Does that make sense? So yeah, so there's that one. Oh, my dog. Then there's this art journal that I made out of an envelope, and I've put like a little string. And again, there's like 1,200 million, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean, like ways of videos on how to make these. Again, I've reinforced the flap with duct tape and then put the brad through so that it's more secure and strong. So then there's the envelopes. The envelope is like this bit, and you fold it in half, and I've reinforced the spine, and it's just pamphlet stitched in. Again, you wouldn't have to pamphlet stitch, you could just do an elastic. And again, it's just random bits of Minty Meow Meow heart. Why did I put that? I don't know, it just came to me. You know, just like random bits of stuff. Like, look, that's just like just one of those envelopes, prepaid envelopes that they send with things. Little bits of scraps that I could have thrown away, but I don't, because it'll make a really cute fold out. Bits of old odds and ends, which I've then turned into, I used the stamps that I got from Playful Heart, Kitten Chops. Zara at Kitten Chops. Again, trying to play the hand I've been dealt. So it's cute, but there's like pain in there. Gotta have the pain with the cuteness. You know, again, another one in progress. So I just sort of dip in and out. Another one in progress. So yeah, that's that. And then yesterday, I was like, I need to break from the actual layouts. I burnt myself out. So what I did was I started making journaling bum holes. What is it called? Journal spots or journal cards. I'm just gonna have a quick look through them. I feel like I'm never catching up. Patrice, hello, my darling. I'm probably here in time for the end, but I'm happy to see you. Oh, lovely to see you. Yes, autumn is the bestest. It is like legit my favorite time of year. I absolutely lose my mind with giddiness most autumns. Baking paper, yeah, baking paper or wax paper. Wax paper is a bit better, but baking paper is more readily available to me because I can just get it at the supermarket. For some reason, it's harder to find wax paper. 12:30 a.m. here. Oh my god, go get some sleep, Jen. Oh my goodness. Might be fun to include some aluminium foil or wax paper pages into it. But yeah, I've done that before as well, where I've done like mark making on like bits of tin or foil, or like added foil, like hole punched foil shapes out of foil, and use them as like mirrored elements. Because you could just go nuts for donuts. Literally, like you'll be looking around your house going, where that junk mail that you get suddenly seems very exciting because it can all be bound up. Those old envelopes that you were going to throw away with the windows in and stuff, they become useful. Scrap bits of old newspaper, wrapping paper, tissue paper, like suddenly you'll find yourself like Smaug just like trying to like, no, do not throw it away. I literally have like a box full of bits of corrugated cardboard that I just turn into, literally into journals, junk into art. I am inspired. Me and my one good eye will create today. Oh, it was an operation on your eye. Well, I hope that yeah, I'm glad to have inspired you. Excellent work. Everyone say goodnight to Jen. If you're careful, you could probably emboss pages by doing rubbings over textured surfaces. Oh God, I used to love doing that when I was a kid. I'd like to do that at one of my local graveyards, churchyards, but I don't know how people would feel about the goth girl creeping around the graveyard taking rubbings of 150-year-old graves, but we'll see. Taking that as my Kelly quote of the day, gotta have the pain with the cute. Pamela, I literally come back to, yeah, it's like, oh my God, I am literally on the 1st of September, even though it's still quite warm a lot of the time through September because the earth is heated up and this general area. I am Jack Skellington when he rises up from the well or whatever it is in A Nightmare Before Christmas, and he's like, ah, that is me on the 1st of September. And every 1st of September I literally share that gif on like my Facebook and Twitter, and I'm like, it has arrived. Because it's my time. Green, ahoy matey. Yeah, love it. And pinking shears, yes, I've got pinking shears. Well, these are the ones that I use from my fashion days though. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Although you can get all sorts of fun like craft shaped ones, can't you? There's my box of like my bag of sharp shit. What else? Oh yeah, so then I made a load of like journaling spots. So do you remember this when I cut the circles out of the albino weight to make the round deck? Well, I'm going to use this punch and use it as a journaling spot. So I'm going to put this in, and then I'll have like journaling, like written journaling when I can finally write will go in the middle. I'm like, oh my God, it's a journaling card. And then I took loads of like, you know, those pre-bought like super twee journaling cards that you can get, like Me and My Big Ideas or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of there's companies that make them, and they're like super twee and they're for like scrapbooking and stuff. And I'm like, oh, they're too cute. Like, I just like, they're lovely, but I'm not a cute person. Like, I love cute shit, but like for me, cute has to have an edge to it. Creepy cute. So like, oh, they're lovely. But then I've put Dr. Jeff, who's an artist that I follow. His Sensoria stickers. I had a bunch of stickers from him that have things like lewd and ribaldry and ankle, like Victorian rudeness. But the stickers are nearly all gone, so I use the packaging on the back, and I can use that as a journaling spot. You know, these ones are like really pretty and foiled, so I mussed them up a bit with some paint. These big ones, it's like, oh, it's a cute little flower, let's muss it up a bit so it's less cute. And then like random scraps of card that I've smeared a bit of paint on and used a hole punch to make it a bit more interesting. That could be used as a journaling spot. Some Loteria cards that I've customized to just use as a tip-in, that can go on one of the spreads as like an embellishment. I could maybe put like a little hole and a grommet and a little ribbon, and it can become a tag, and I can write something on the, you know, cut out some lined paper, write it on the back and use it as like a journaling corner. I don't know. I was just taking scraps of fabric and just turning them into things that I could write in, you know, and like using my circular punch to make like I made like a little journaling thing that you open out and then you can write in it, you know, with a little bit of again, my circular hole punch. I used half of it, so it's, you just, I don't know, just fannying about with bits of paper. Again, like just a weird random scrap of card, little hole punch, bit of paint. You can't really see, there's like yellow and pink neon. Becomes a journaling spot. It could go inside a pocket in a journal. I did a bunch of tags. I decorated a bunch of tags and things. And then it's got journaling on the back, and I've just sort of jazzed it up a bit. Little old bit of card bobbin winder thing. I can just put some paint on it. I can maybe stick a button or something and embellishment again. Just random tickety things. The labels that I add to my parcels when I send them out to people, the note cards that I send out to people, I can use as a journal. You know, I've stamped a little deer and painted it in so I could use it as a decorative motif. This was a die cut that I untweetified with some paint and stamps. Stickers, you know, this is so on the nose. I was like, I'm totally putting this in one of my journals because this summer has sucked balls. And another I love tarot so much, and for you again, they're the kitten chop stickers. So yeah, oh my god, I'm just rushing through it because like we're going to be here for like a month of Sundays, and no. And then the final thing that I decided at 6 o'clock in the evening that I needed to make was this, which is an accordion journal. So basically, what I did is I got a piece of like a magazine. And I cut the fold out in half and then stuck those together. It was like a WWF, not the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, the World Wildlife Fund brochure thing. And I like took the double spread page, cut it in half, stuck them together, and then I added like tags and playing cards and things to make some of them stick up at the top, so I can add threads and things. And then I made the front and back covers. This is the front cover with a thing that I got sent by Roxanne Coble as a, so there's an envelope that's gonna put, I can put stuff in there, and then there's an envelope at the back and I can put stuff in there. And so yeah, you just go through the little book, and this is going to become my creativity quotes book that I'm going to put in. I've like just laid down a load of tissue paper and some paint, so that this, if I want to do quick 15-minute journaling, boom, I've already got the spread kind of done. I can add a little bit of stamps, a little bit of paint, whack on a sentiment, Bob's your uncle, Aunt Fanny's your aunt. You've got a journal spread. What I'll do is I'm going to, because I don't have a printer, I'll make my sentiments. I stamp them out with alphabet stamps. I've got a couple of different ones. And then I'll cut them out and I'll put the sentiments in here, and then I can take the quotes and I can make a layout. I can take out some embellishments and other little bits, and it'll store all the things that I would use to add to the spreads. It's all in one go. This is a really good thing to take if you're like going on a holiday. You can take a little mini art journal kit, store a bunch of stuff in the envelopes, and do like 5 to 15 minutes. Done. Anyway, oh my god, holy shit, I'm not even going to show the deck because this is like nearly an hour and a half, and I need to put that fan on, quite frankly. Oh my god, she's like absolutely zonko. Look at this doll, adorable. What the hell, I can half talk. My mum was like, I can always hear my mum's voice. God, you can half fucking talk now. Anyway, that was quite a lot. That went way longer than I was like, it'll be a quick like 20-minute show and tell, and then like 20 minutes max of like the deck. We'll do the deck another day. Let's see, I'm just gonna go quick up through the thing. You can hang tarot cards on doorknobs, like do not disturb signs. Yeah, like the tower, if you're like having some fun time. The devil card needs to be used as a hotel and indoor D&D hanger. D&D, yeah. You inspire me with the circle punch cards. I took it to the next level. I should make a video to share what I did. Oh, cool. Yeah, do it. I realized I forgot to make the video about me rolling the dice to select cards, and my brain, can I retain information? No. I must get around to that. Bananarama, Cruel Summer. Boy, did they get that right. Yeah. The last add into my journal was a Levi's red label from my first pair of new jeans in the last 35 years. Oh wow, that's awesome. Just took my paint out. Oh my god, I love this. I love this. Yes, get inspired, do the thing. Honestly though, go watch Molly Roberts' video. Oh my god, just so much. At least tell us what the deck is. Oh, it's a Lenormand. I was going to say the way I've been excuse me, adapting by changing the art that I'm making, but by also changing the decks that I'm using. So Titania's fortune cards, which is essentially a Lenormand, because they're small in like literal physical size, but there's less cards as well. So I found that it's a little bit more doable for me, just about. Like if I hold it this way and I catch it in between here, I can just about overhand shuffle. I tried riffle shuffling with this when it arrived. That was a mistake because my thumb hurt for the rest of the day. So I won't be doing that. I miss riffle shuffling so much. So yeah, I will have to show this in like another video, because this is long and I'm hot and thirsty. I need a wee. Nummy's not too hot. No, she's all right. She's got a cool mat that she will lay on if she feels too warm, to cool herself down, and she's got loads and loads of water, and she gets like cucumber and things and blueberries to eat to make sure she's also getting plenty of water in her like snacks. So she's all right. I mean, compared to how it was a couple of weeks ago, that was a lot. I had to constantly wet her down, make sure that she was staying on her cooling mat, directing the fan on her so it was cooling down, drying off the fur. Like I was having to spritz that every half an hour. It was intense. I was exhausted after those like 2 or 3 days because I had to like really intensely keep an eye on her. Oh, it was rough. Oh, I envision you as Miss Bear as a producer for a mixed media act on a show like Got Talents. Oh, that's very sweet of you, but my God, it sounds like effort. Literally, I always joke, if I was a millionaire, you wouldn't see me for shit, no offense. I would just be like, I am just gonna go hide in my little house and make shit. And I need to work. So what am I doing? I would be taking classes. I'd be like, I'm gonna do pottery this week, and next week I'm doing woodworking, and then next month I'm trying my hand at like stained glass making. I don't know. That's literally what I would do. I would just make stuff. I would travel if there wasn't a Panini, make stuff, and like just have dogs. And like that's what I'd want to do. That's what I'd want to do. Like that's the dream. Just make stuff. That's my logo. There we go. Just make stuff. Never 20 minutes. Oh well, bless you. I think most people are like, I get people going, why do you make such long videos? And I am like, you don't actually have to watch them though. Why do people? I don't know. There are other people that make shorter ones. I wonder if air conditioner sales went up in the UK this summer. Well, we don't really have, even if you buy air conditioning units here in the UK, you can't really set them up the way you do in the States because our homes are very different as well. It's a whole thing. So the sale of fans went up 100%, not like literally 100%. I mean, I'm 100% certain that the sale of fans, but AC, like we don't do the AC units the way that you do in the States. And for the few days that we get it a year, the investment, it's not usually worth it for us. So, but that might change given climate change. So anyway, I'm going to go because this is well long, isn't it? And I'm just about to go, babes. But thank you for joining for this very, very short, brief time. Kaz, love your crib chat. Such a force of... I'm not, though. Like, I will burn myself out and then I will be a potato for several days. And then ad infinitum, I'll get a rocket up my arse about something else, like tarot or, I don't know, something else. I was going to say baking, but my oven has not been working properly for a couple of years now. So, and not in the summer. Like, I don't need to be baking in the summer because that's too much in this heat. My kitchen's very small and faces the sun most of the day. It's like a greenhouse. I should watch the playback. Oh, Ange, bless you. My God, that is quite a feat. I would be very impressed if you sit through whatever this just was. Now you wish to flop on the bed like normal. Yep, I'm gonna have a wee, have a glass of water, put the fan on, and I'm just gonna like flumph. Flumph is the technical term. So thank you so much for those of you who have joined me for gestures or whatever the fuck this was. Show and tell. And yeah, I hope that you feel inspired. Thank you for like humoring me like an excited child coming home from school and going, Mummy, look what I've made. And then the mum, usually my mum going, yeah, that's great, darling, half not even like looking most of the time. Lovely, yeah. But you seemed a lot more enthusiastic, so thank you. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, because it's Monday, right? So we're right at the top of the week. Debbie, I hope that you heal up nicely. And yeah, I hope that you all are staying safe and well. Much love to you all. And yeah, just go make stuff. Yeah, just do it. Just make it. Just make things. What am I saying? Just make stuff. Ciao.